Hi, this is Fair TV. I'm Peter Hart. With immigration reform making its way through Congress, how the media cover this issue obviously matters. Take this May 1st CBS Evening News report. It begins at a rally in Los Angeles with thousands of people calling for changes in U.S. immigration policy. CBS started by noting that the views of the protesters, that there should be a path to legal citizenship for many currently undocumented immigrants, reflects overwhelming public opinion. The network's poll shows 83% in favor of such reforms, with just 14% opposed. Okay, but then things take a turn. CBS didn't say what percentage of those opposed to a pathway consists of people who might refer to immigrants as invaders or smugglers, but the segment, it turns out, is a sympathetic profile of one such person. Juan Mercado lives along the border, and he says part of his property has become a crossing spot for immigrants. The sense of danger is underscored by a border agent who says that the mere talk of changing the laws is inspiring more undocumented immigrants to cross over. And the piece ends with this.
But Juan Mercado plans to rely on his own security system.
Get a clip.
You're ready.
You're ready to go.
A personal line of defense on the front lines of a national debate.
Further proof that, for some, the idea that journalism's job is to shed light but not heat is just so many words. Well, Time columnist Joe Klein is happy to see Barack Obama angry about the failure of federal gun legislation because, as he explained in a May 13th piece, it signals the emergence of a new militant center, fed up with extremists on both sides. This is a very familiar theme for so many pundits. Obama's anger, he wrote, was directed at the plague affecting, no, paralyzing our public life. The ability of well-funded extremist groups to thwart the will of the overwhelming majority. It has infected liberal and conservative lobbying groups alike. Their constant screeching defiles the mass media and drowns out voices of sanity. It is well past time for political moderates to speak as forcefully as the snake oil salesmen who are hijacking our democracy. So the gun lobby distorts the gun debate and thwarts the majority, and the lesson is that both sides do it? But wait, Klein names some names here, specifically Democrat Jim Dean, Howard Dean's brother, who wrote a fundraising letter expressing disgust with Barack Obama's budget because it cuts old age benefits. But that doesn't fit Klein's thesis. Those cuts to Social Security and Medicare are wildly unpopular. Dean isn't thwarting the majority, he's representing it. Klein also names the civil libertarian lobby as a left-leaning boogeyman, but fails to name a single instance of that vague group thwarting the majority. But never mind, the point is clear. Both sides are extremists worth ignoring, and the center, where people like Joe Klein live, that's where righteous anger belongs. And finally, what would pundit debates look like if pundits could be drafted? Would they perhaps not froth quite so much about the idea of going to war? Back in reality, though, the U.S. pundit class is discussing the prospect of war with Syria. There are strong fears the U.S. looks weak, and now we have the bemused confusion over the fact that regular people, it turns out, just aren't that keen on sending more people to kill or be killed. On ABC's This Week on May 5th, George Stephanopoulos remarked that the public's not rushing, and Cokie Roberts described this as a huge problem. Americans may be disillusioned with war, the costs in terms of money or lives, and that's not good.
It really takes a whole foreign policy option off the table when Americans say that they don't want to have our troops engaged in another war. And that's a problem because we need to have every single option available in a very dangerous world.
The idea that U.S. military actions might themselves be making the world more dangerous is not up for discussion, much less the role played by a bloodthirsty pundit class in short-circuiting discussion of actual options other than the favored bellicose ones. I'm Peter Hart. Thanks for tuning in to Fair TV.